Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Sapna, and so for today's video I'm gonna show you how I made these masks. So if you wanna know, then keep on watching. So to make the daisy mask, you're gonna need elastic, fabric, mesh, embroidery hook, threads, and scissors. So I'm gonna start by drafting the pattern of the mask. So here I'm using my existing mask to make the pattern. Also, don't forget to add the seam allowance. And also leave the end a little longer so that we can fold it and attach our tie or elastic to it. And now I'm cutting out the pattern. So I'm using this black fabric to make the mask, and I'm folding it in half and then placing the pattern on top of it and securing it with the help of pin, and then with the help of this pattern I'm gonna cut the mask out. And this is how the cutout would look. And we would also need one more of that layer. And now I'm taking the embroidery hook and mesh, and make sure the mesh is big enough to fit the hook nicely. Also take a bigger hoop so that it would cover one side of your mask. And now I'm taking this white thread to make the petals of the daisy. So I'm starting from the center and making a loop, and then bring the thread down again to the center and leaving a loop behind. I'm gonna secure it with a small stitch. And as you can see, the petal is ready, and now repeat the same process 4 more times to make the whole flower. So the whole flower is ready now, and now secure it with the knot on the back. I'm using this yellow thread to make the center of this flower, and to make the center of this flower I'm gonna use the French knot method. flower is ready, and now you're gonna repeat the same process 6 to 7 times. This is the complete one side of the mask. Repeat the same process to make the other as well. And now I'm pinning it down to cut the shape out. Lining fabric together, and I'm gonna sew on the curve, and I'm using the back stitch method to sew it down. Repeat the same on the other fabric as well, but with the mesh on top of it. And make sure the right sides are facing each other while sewing them down. And I'm again gonna sew on curve with the help of back stitch. The lining and the top fabric together, and this time also place the fabric right sides facing each other while sewing them down. Also pin the 2 layers down so that while sewing they won't move. And again I'm using the back stitch to sew them down. And now I'm done sewing the mask, and now I'm flipping it inside out. And with that we are almost done making our mask. Now I'm going to fold the ends of this mask to fit my face well. Then stiffing the excess part inside the mask. So I'm taking elastic to attach it on the mask, and I've cut out 2 strips of elastic which is 5 inches long, and I'm inserting it inside the mask and then sewing it down. same on the other side as well, and our mask is ready. So for the strawberry mask, you're gonna need the top fabric, lining fabric, mesh, embroidery hook, mask pattern, elastic or tie, thread, embroidery thread, and a scissor. So the initial few steps are similar to the daisy mask, so I'm just repeating the same process. Now I'm taking this red embroidery thread to fill the strawberries. So I'm taking only 2 strands of thread out of 6, and I'm going to thread the needle and start to embroider. So I'm going to start from the center and then make outline of that strawberry in the bottom, and then with the help of one long and one small stitch I'm going to fill that up. So this is what it's gonna look when you finish filling up the strawberry. So after I'm done embroidering the strawberry, I tied a knot on the back. And now let's move on to the top of the strawberry. So to make the leaves, I'm using this green thread, and again I'm gonna start from the center and make the middle part of that leaf, which is the stem. Then from the very end, bring the thread back to the center, and then we're gonna start making the leaves by sewing small stitches on either side at an angle. And once you reach to the top, bring the thread back to the center again and then tie a knot on the back to secure it. And then repeat the same with the other strawberries as well until you finish embroidering all of them. So this is the complete embroidery of one side. You're gonna repeat the same on the other side as well. And now I'm going to cut it out. So this part is also similar to the daisy mask, so I'm gonna repeat the same process here again. Now to make the ties for the mask, I'm going to cut 40 centimeter long strip of fabric, which is 3 centimeter wide. And I'm also going to cut the same length of fabric from the mesh. And now I'm going to fold them in middle and then pinning it down, and after that I'm sewing the open side close. So here I'm using a bobby pin to flip the tube inside out. You can also use safety pin to do so. And now repeat the same to make 3 more so that we can attach it on the mask. So I'm sandwiching the ties between the top and the bottom layer and then sewing with the help of back stitch. Repeat the same on the other side as well, and our mask is ready.